Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 32 of What If Izuna Uchiha was Naruto Ancestor. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also stay in tune because after this I'm going to be posting a new episode of What If Naruto had the 10 tails sealed inside of him. And over on Anime King, I already posted a new episode of What If Naruto returned different after his training trip. And later on, I'm going to be posting What If Naruto was neglected by everyone. So stay in tune for that, and I hope you guys enjoy. And remember, if you're new, and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you all for your help and your support guys, and yeah, without further ado, remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. Let's get straight into this new episode. Begin the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So, the last spot we left off, Naruto came to Konoha with Haku as he brought her to the graveyard. He showed her everything about his past. He didn't hold back anything. He told her about his life en route and everything, showed her with his Mangekyo Sharingan as he then went off. As Naruto arrived as Hiruzen was surprised to see Naruto there, as Naruto told him that he's dying. Tsunade couldn't find a cure and he will be dying soon. As Hiruzen told him no, he will let him come back to Konoha and they will do something, but Naruto told him no, he just wanted to die in peace. As Naruto was lying, as Naruto told him that Orochimaru is planning on attacking, giving Hiruzen all sorts of false information, as he knew that Hiruzen will send Jiraiya out to try and find Orochimaru. As he said goodbye and headed off. As Naruto then went to visit Kakashi and Anko, as the both of them were happy to see him as Anko pulled him into a hug. Kakashi also hugged him as well. As Naruto told him that he's here to give a gift that he promised a long time ago what he will solve. As Anko was beyond shock as Naruto gave her the cure to removing the curse mark. As he found it, it was mixed with Orochimaru's blood and a few other things. As Anko was beyond surprised as she didn't want Naruto to go, but he told her he has to. As he said goodbye, as it hurt him a lot to leave. He then went and visited Kurenai, as Kurenai was shocked to see him, as she quickly pulled him inside and started kissing, as she apologized for him and her cursing that day, as she decided tonight was a night that she'd tell him, as she told him that he had a daughter that he killed while he was massacring the Anvus. As Naruto was beyond surprised, as he asked her how did she find out, as she told him Kakashi. She then felt a well of power leaking from him, as he told her about Valkyrie, his plan, as she looked at him in a new light, as she couldn't allow him to do something like that. He's turning into a monster. She couldn't allow him to do that, as she begged him to stop. She and him would do something about this world, but Naruto told her she's either with him or against him. As Kurenai quickly made up her mind, she would not let him destroy the village that her mother and father fight so hard for. As Naruto told her then she's against him as he got up. She then begged him to take away her memories, everything that the both of them had, because if she still loved him, she cannot protect her village. As he granted her last request, and he erased everything, their previous conversation, everything from her memory, everything about him, he locked it away inside of her room in her mind. As she then collapsed unconscious, as few tears ran down her face, as he kissed her on the forehead, as he then vanished. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across the plate and check it out for yourself, so let's start this new episode. Kurama narrowed his eyes at the boy sitting in front of his cage, as Naruto never visited him or tried to start a conversation with him. Despite their broken ties, Naruto was merciful. He still let Kurama look through his eyes and see the world. As Kurama was still worried about the event that happened a few hours ago, Naruto didn't even hesitate when Kurenai asked him to set her free, he just erased everything. He loved her enough to let her go, and in Kurama's eyes that was one of the purest love he has ever seen in all of existence. He wanted Naruto to cry, break something apart, get angry, but no, he was simply silent. As Naruto just sat at a corner in the mindscape, his dead eyes looking down at his reflection. He did not try to start a conversation with the fox. His real body was sleeping outside, on a tall tree, while he appeared here isolating himself in the mindscape. It was as if he wanted to be away from the world. He wanted to be alone. "I will live, if that's what you're worried about," said Naruto. "I don't understand you humans. You have the power to take anything you need, but yet you refuse the thing you love the most. Nothing in this world is free. Sometimes you have to take them by force," said Kurama as a sad smile appeared on Naruto's face. "Sometimes you can't get everything, Kurama," Naruto said. The fox was shocked when Naruto called him by his name, as recently he has been calling him Kyuubi, but he called him Kurama. "Do you really want to talk about this with someone like me?" asked Kurama. "I don't care anymore, I'm just sitting here. Might as well keep my ears open if you talk," Naruto said. "It seems like both of you found your path. From where I'm standing, neither of you are wrong. But the difference between you and Kurenai is that she's free. She has a completely new slate. However, you will always remember, this pain coursing through your heart will be like a silent dagger that always makes you bleed. Did you think about that when you made that choice?" Kurama asked. "Yes," Naruto said. "Do you even have a single desire for yourself? If I was in your place, I would have done the exact opposite," Kurama said, as he frowned when he saw a smile came on Naruto's face. "Kurenai is not a thing that I want to conquer. As for your question, yes, I have a desire. And for that, I have sacrificed everything. I have a mission to accomplish," Naruto said. "What do you mean?" Kurama asked, as he saw the determination burning in Naruto's eyes. "My name is Naruto Uchiha. I am the Kage of the Sound Village." "Then brace your new life. If you're this determined, then you're right. Just a little advice from me. You have crossed the line of no return, so it's better if you stick with the people that is still at your side and love you. This war has just started," said Kurama. "You mean Haku?" Naruto said, as he rolled his eyes as Kurama flinched on getting caught. "Smart as ever, I see. I don't know if you will get Kurenai back, seeing that your ideals will be different now that you're enemies. And since you wipe out her memories, she will hate your guts like any other Konoha ninja. Don't you think it's fair to find someone else to confine yourself in? She has stuck by your side doing everything. She loves you as much as Kurenai." As Naruto simply stared at the endless ceiling in the cage. "You know, I love Kurenai. I always have and always will," said Naruto. "But you feel something powerful for Haku as well, don't you, Naruto?" asked Kurama. "I don't know what you're talking about," said Naruto. "Oh please, try your mind game on someone else. She reminds you of Kurenai. That is why you always keep her close, care for her, show her love and compassion more than anyone else. You feel that if she's by your side, then Kurenai is by your side as well. You're wrong, Fox. Both of them are different people. Yes, there are similarities, but I never wish to replace Kurenai with Haku. She's not a replacement. Get that through your stupid brain," said Naruto, as he then frowned as Kurama smiled. "See? One tiny accusation on Haku, and you go all ballistic on me. Doesn't that prove that you love her dearly as well?" As Naruto tried to find an argument statement, but he couldn't come up with anyone, as he then vanished out of the mindscape. "You can lie to the entire world, Naruto, but you can't lie to yourself," Kurama said. Naruto opened his eyes in the real world, as he had a frustrated look on his face. He had went into the mindscape, but now he comes out more messed up in the head, as he wanted to be angry at Kurama, but he knew there was some truth in his words. He was surprised when his vision cleared, as he felt something heavy on his chest, something that was breathing. As he opened his eyes, as he saw Haku resting on his chest, her eyes were wide open looking at him, as he wondered how did she manage to find him in Uchiha territory. Oh right, she was a hunter nin and an excellent tracker, Naruto thought, as he remembered her former job when she was with Zabuza. She didn't say anything, which made him ponder on the advice that the Biju had given him. Did he really love this girl from the bottom of his heart? If so, then what would it mean for his romantic relationship with Kurenai? Dumbass, it's over. Kurenai chose her side. She chose the village over you. A part of him told him. Don't listen to that moron. You know Kurenai still love you, said a other, reasonable side of him. He shook his head as he made those two imaginary voices disappear. As Haku then spoke, I thought about what you said, and my answer remains the same. Haku, but she placed her finger on his lip. Shut up, okay? You keep on dropping bombs on my soul, then run away. Now you will listen and I will speak. Am I clear? She asked. As Naruto blinked in surprise. This was a different side of her. Yes, I will listen to you and answer any question you have, he said. I am still staying by your side. Your truth has only made me love you even more. My faith has grown even more, stronger, and I am staying by your side, she said. Thank you, he said to her. How did things go with Kurenai? Did she? Haku asked, hesitantly, as his answer would determine her fate, and she was very scared. Naruto didn't answer, but the broken look in his eyes was enough to show that Kurenai had shot down the proposal. Haku didn't know why, but a small part of her heart felt sorry for him, but another part felt happy, because she wanted him for herself. I see, she said, but she would never hurt him on such a sensitive topic, and being neutral was the only option that she had. Yeah, I guess I should have known. But I knew from the beginning though that Kurenai loved Konoha. Her parent died for this village just like mine, and she can't betray the place her father gave his life for. Talk about a kick in the balls, Naruto said in a joking manner. Naruto, I don't know what to say, Haku said. You don't have to say anything, Haku. I guess it's just a part of our destinies. I have always loved her, and I will always will. This love thing is the most complicated in the universe, Naruto said. I guess so. I love you, Naruto. It's time we stop bouncing around this subject. I have tried really hard to maintain distance, but it's time. You're the only one I ever felt such deep feelings for. The first time I liked someone this much, and now you... As tears started to flow from her eyes, he gently wiped away the tears as he gave her a gentle kiss on the cheek. I believe you, Haku. You have done so much for me, and after everything, you deserve an explanation. As she didn't say anything, she was just willing to listen to what he had to say. Kurenai and I are not together right now. She made her choice tonight, but as I said before, I have feelings for you. Deep feelings until now, because I was committed to someone, and I don't like to cheat on the woman I love. Now that I'm single again, my soul focused on Valkyrie, and not try to focus on my failed relationship. We were together more than a few years, and that kind of bond is not easy to forget. Deep down, I will always have a soft spot for Kurenai. A part of my heart will always love her, just like a part of my heart will always love you. I don't want to give you a promise I can't keep. I don't want to replace you for Kurenai. You're more than my best friend, you're special. If I say I love you and want to be with you, those words must come from the bottom of my heart, and not just a sentence. I want to truly mean it. Do you understand me? He said. Haku was elevated hearing him saying those three magic words, even if he didn't mean it completely, but it still lifted her. I want to be with you, Naruto. I'll do anything to be with you, even if you still love her. Because if I don't, I can't survive this. As Naruto saw it clearly in her eyes, how much she loved him. It made him realize he wasn't alone. There was still someone who loved him with all of their heart, regardless his sins and all of his faults. As Haku closed her eyes, but she then felt Naruto's hand grasp her chin, as he pulled her close, as Haku snapped open her eyes, as he was kissing her, as she was beyond shock, as Haku felt a great pool of emotion behind the kiss. After a good 5 minutes, they break the kiss. He smiled as he saw the dreamy look in her eyes. I hope this is enough for now. I like you, Haku. But I need time. I will give you my answer after the invasion of Konoha. Is that okay? He asked. One condition though, she said. Alright, said Naruto. Kiss me again, she said, as he smiled and kissed her again, as it went on for 3 minutes until someone arrived. Of all the places in the world, you only make out on my property, dope, said the voice. As Haku quickly reached for her senbon, placed in her uniform, but Naruto placed his hand over hers and gave her a soft smile. As she looked down to see a black-haired boy standing under the tree. As both Naruto and Haku jumped down. As Naruto wrapped his arms around Haku and gave her another passionate kiss, as Haku saw how much it was pissing off this guy that interrupted them. So, she continued the kiss as well, until Naruto broke it that made her disappointed, as Haku expected both of them to start argue. But the both of them gave each other a brotherly hug. You have gotten stronger, said Naruto, as he could feel Sasuke's power was as strong as a young Jonin. And your fashion senses has improved, no doubt, to the girl behind you, said Sasuke. Because we all know you're horrible at picking clothes. Wanna fight? Naruto said. Would love to, but I would like to avoid the border envoys from patrolling to see us. Let's get down to business, he said seriously. Right, meet my second in command and the captain of the Reich, Yuki Haku. Haku stepped forward as she shook hands with Sasuke. Uchiha Sasuke, nice to meet you, she said. As Sasuke spoke, Naruto has told me about your skills and your help and the faith that he has in you. If he has faith in you, then I will have too. Glad to have you as a member of Valkyrie, said Sasuke in a respectful tone. Naruto never praised people without reason, and making her the leader of the elite unit just show how much faith he had in this girl. And judging from their actions shown earlier, she was not only an associate. And if Haku got romantically involved with Naruto, despite his relationship with Kunai, it was best that she had his trust as well, because she must be something special. Likewise, I wasn't sure Naruto had any family left, aside from Tsunade. Glad to see he has a brother on his side. And I'm honored to have you on my side as well, said Haku. Beauty and brains, Sasuke thought. I'll meet you at the rendezvous point. See you there. And again, it's a pleasure meeting you, Uchiha Sasuke, Haku said, as she disappeared in a swirl of mist. Alright, let's get you up to speed, Sasuke, Naruto said. 30 minutes later. You're kidding me, right? That was the only question Sasuke could ask, after Naruto finished explaining his activities in the past 3 months. From ousting Orochimaru to becoming the second Kage to create an entire nation, and building an army, having an ally in the Sand Country, Gaara, to the insane battle strategy that was about to be used in the invasion of Konoha. But the revelation that shocked him the most was two facts: the existence of another Uchiha besides Itachi, who was a leader of a mysterious organization known as the Akatsuki. He went by the name as Tobi, and he was a survivor of the massacre, just like Sasuke. And the biggest shocker was Kunai and Naruto calling it quits after a 5-year steady relationship. I wish it was false, Naruto said, but this is how it is. Kunai and I are done. As he took a puff from his cigarette, as both of them sat at the banks of the Naka River. Strangely, it was one of their favorite spots in the entire village, one that was separated from the rest of the world. And you're okay with this? You love her, Sasuke said, making Naruto sigh. She made a decision and I want to respect it. I love her, but it's quite clear where we stand now. Or would you prefer I abandon our plan and go back to the village as what Kunai wants, Naruto asked, as Sasuke flinched hearing that. No, but still. As Sasuke thought he wanted to kill Kunai once when she was interfering with Naruto's decision, but he never went through with it, because he knew how much she meant to Naruto. As he wished Naruto got the woman he loved despite their revolution, because God knew that both of them had suffered enough already. So, about this Tobi, you said that he's a survivor of our clan, and he supported Itachi in eliminating our clan, Sasuke said, as he would love nothing more than to kill that man right now. I don't trust him, Sasuke, but Tobi has been crucial, and whatever progress I've made in such a short time period, a large part of it was from the help I received from Tobi and the Akatsuki. I know they have their own agenda. They're simply pretending to be our allies. Everything has a catch. Glad you're not naive. We will just have to deal with that traitor once we finish with Konoha and the Sand. Agreed, Naruto said. How is the exams going? Naruto asked. I'm participating in the tuning exams with Sakura and Ami. Talk about a messed up team if Ami wasn't annoying enough. I got Sakura on my ass, demanding explanation for my recent disappearance now and then, and asking why I'm not spending time with the former Team 7 like Kunai and Anko. Complained Sasuke as Naruto chuckled. We all have our crosses to bear. Be thankful you don't have to bear the curse of paperwork every day. Now I know why heroes don't always complain about the boring job of being a Kage. I feel like a bureaucrat listening to shinobis and civilians complain. Every day, frankly, it's a pain in the ass, Naruto said. Welcome to the new world. Being a leader is hard, Sasuke said. Quite true, said Naruto. How are the preparations going on this front, Sasuke? Asked Naruto seriously. On schedule, Sasuke replied. Good, continue your current course. I will be attacking the village in the finals of Chunin exams. Security will be stretched then, and the force of sand are planning to strike then as well. When the dust settles and both sides are tired of fighting each other, I will sweep them. As soon as the battle starts, I want you to go after your target. Capture it at all costs and then rendezvous with me. I will need your help in the final battle. I got your back, Naruto. You can count on me, he said confidently, making Naruto smile. I know, but we practically grew up together. Do you really think you can go through this plan without any emotional trauma? Absolutely. I've had a long time to think about the plan, and I know in the larger scheme of things, this is for the greater good. And for a long-lasting peace, one life has to be sacrificed. Even if it's a close friend, I will do it. As Naruto eyed Sasuke for a few moments, as he saw determination in his cousin's eye, Sasuke would do it without hesitation. He was the harsher one among them after all. Now that he thought about it, both him and Sasuke were like copies of Madara and Izuna. Alright, let the invasion begin. Time skip. 1 month later. Boom! A large explosion rocked the stadium, signifying the damage a battle started to inflict. Everywhere there was bodies of Konoha and Sand Shinobis. Konoha was completely taken by surprise at this betrayal. But Konoha ninjas were fighting back and trying to push the Sand ninjas back, but they were still losing a lot of ninja of their own. Amidst the chaos, 6 genins were rushing towards the western section of the village. Their object was simple: protect the medical hospital at any cost. They were young genins, but they were still strong, and it was an emergency. As Sakura quickly jumped across the rooftop in a rapid pace, her teammate Ami was beside her. Frankly, she was surprised that the civilian girl hasn't lost her marbles yet. On their right side was Team 8, as they were moving as fast as well, as Team 10 was routed to go and help the evacuation of the civilians. Team 9 only had 2 members, which were Neji and Tenten, who were fighting the enemies inside the stadium. The last member of Team 9, Lee, was recovering from his injuries and still in the hospital. Anko and Kakashi were fighting in the stadium, trying to get to the Hokage, who was already fighting a death match against the Kazekage, as Sakura could understand why 2 important members of her team was missing. Sasuke never showed up for his match and Kunai was somewhere else. Frankly, she has completely changed in the past month. It was like she was a whole different person, one who hated Naruto from the bottom of her heart. None of them knew what of it, but something has changed within her. When they tried to talk to her about it, she shut down the conversation every time. Sakura was knocked out of her thoughts as a kunai strike right in Ami's forehead as she collapsed on the rooftop. Sakura quickly checked on her teammate only to find her dead with a shocked expression in her eyes. The members of Team 8 quickly stopped with Hinata, activating her Byakugan, her eyes widening in shock, as an explosive tag was thrown to a kunai towards them. Instead of exploding though, it emanated a bright light. A flashbang, Kiba yelled, but it was too late as the bright light went off as it had an effect on Hinata's eyes as she screamed in pain. As Kiba and Shino quickly stepped in front of Hinata as Sakura was on the ground trying to revive Ami, but she was dead. That was too easy, and you guys really think that you're capable of becoming Chunin, said a voice, as Sakura's eyes instantly went wide. It can't be. As Sasuke emerged from the shadows of the building, he was dressed in a strange outfit with a symbol of an eagle on his spreading his wings, as he had a Tonto in his hand and his Sharingan was glaring at them. Sasuke? Sakura asked in shock. What is the meaning of this? Kiba demanded as he was angry and frustrated. Sasuke, which side are you on? Asked Shino calmly. It's simple really. Give me the Hyuga and I'll make you guys live. Or, if you want to join Ami, it's good for me. She was a pain in my ass from the start, said Sasuke. The Konoha genins couldn't believe what they were hearing. They had trained with this boy for years. He was a bastard most of the time, but he was a friend. Why the hell were you attacking his comrades? What possible reason did he have to do such a thing? Have you lost your marbles, Sasuke? Kiba asked. Sasuke, tell me you're not the one who killed Ami. She was our teammate, said Sakura. For a moment she saw regret in Sasuke's eyes, but then they were replaced with pure anger. Why did you betray the village? Shino questioned, as he saw the anger burning in Sasuke's eyes. The ninja system has failed. For long-lasting peace must be done, and from what this village did to Naruto, I will never forgive it. He was like a brother to me. This place pushed him to the edge, and for that I will never forgive Konoha for its crimes. We know what happened with Naruto was wrong, but you don't have to do this, Sasuke, Sakura pleaded. As Sakura watched him vanish, he appeared behind Shino and Kiba as he drove two kunais in their back as they dropped on the ground in pain. As Sakura tried to punch him, but he sidestepped her and pushed her away. He then stabbed Hinata in the gut with his sword as black markings spread all over her body. As he went through hand sign, he pulled out a scroll as Hinata vanished as she was sucked into the scroll, her body being sealed into it. As Shino and Kiba had lost consciousness, a pool of blood leaking from their wounds, they were dying right in front of Sakura's eyes. Ami was dead, Hinata was taken. And Sasuke, the boy who she loved, the boy who she grew up with, her friend, her crush, stood in front of her uncaring. Those eyes, he betrayed them all. The only thing she could say was, why? As Sasuke clenched his fists, if those two don't get medical help soon they will die. But he can't worry about that now, he has a mission to complete. And now came the last part. Could he really kill Sakura? Sure, it was painful what he did to the others, but she was his teammate. Memories of Team 7 came flooding back into his heart. This world is rotten, Sakura, and those who are making it rot deserve to die, Sasuke said. You didn't have to betray your friends in the village for that, she said, as he glared at her. The hidden villages are responsible for this. If only you guys had given me Hinata, then they wouldn't be dying now. As Sakura was shaking, as Sakura leapt towards him and tried to punch and kick him, but her heart was not in it. As he dodged each of them, he then smacked her in the neck as she fell on the roof unconscious, as he picked up the scroll and headed off. As the fighting raged inside of Konoha, outside was a group of 3,000 ninjas, Naruto squad, as they were waiting on their order. The battle for Konoha has been going on for about 2 hours now, and hundreds of shinobis must have died on both sides. As Naruto was surrounded by several of his officers, they waited for his order. I believe everyone is aware of the target they are to engage, Naruto said. Yes, all of the officers said in unison, as red smoke was burst from the left side of the village, as a smile came on Naruto's face. Release the beast, he said. A squad of sound ninjas were sitting around in a round circle, as a lot of kanjis were on the ground. They quickly went through handstand and slammed their hand on the ground. There was a large poof of smoke as a giant scorpion emerged. Naruto raised his hand as they went through handstand again, making the creature howl. As Naruto pointed his finger towards the village, as the scorpion went off in lightning speed. As Naruto watched the scorpion tear right through the wall, as it started to attack. As Naruto pointed his finger towards 400 of his soldiers. First company, assault. I want no prisoners, Naruto said, as Guren gave him a quick salute, as she went off with her 400 men to destroy the target. Turning towards the 4 members of Zone 4, each of them controlling an army of 150 soldiers, he gave them a few hand signs, as they all nodded. The Zone 4 and their troops quickly went on different sections of Konoha. Karin, have you located Jiraiya? Naruto asked. He had expected Jiraiya to be out of the village looking for Orochimaru, but Hiruzen decided to keep Jiraiya around. As Naruto glanced towards Tsunade, who had an unreadable expression in her eyes. Are you ready, Tsunade, or would you like some other assignment? Naruto asked. No, I'll go. I'll take him on, she said. You guys focus on your other objectives. One of my most powerful allies will assist you in this battle. He may seem crazy, but you will need him to face off against Jiraiya. He's waiting for you at the rendezvous point in the Northwest District, Naruto ordered. Very well, said Tsunade as she jumped away to fulfill the task assigned to her. Will she be alright? Asked Karin. She will be fine. Now Lieutenant Takamaya, I want you to surround this side. From all sides. Block all exit. Kill everyone who tried to escape from the battlefield. Take 600 of our soldiers with you, Naruto said. As you command, second, said Takamaya. With more than half of his forces spread over Konoha, as he had 1,400 soldiers that remained, and Haku was standing proudly by his side. As Suigetsu also gave him a shark-like grin, he was ready for battle. Ready to storm the front? Naruto asked eagerly. Yes, all of them said. Let's go, as they headed towards a large main gate. Meanwhile, at the stand, a group of sand ninjas has around a man with a mask, a swirling mask. Everywhere around him lay bodies of hundreds. Hundreds of ninja lie on the ground, along with civilians as well. Far away in the corner, a plant-like creature was killing most of the people as well and eating the bodies. "This is so much fun," said Black Zetsu, as he devoured the flesh of a beautiful woman. "You're so gross," said White Zetsu. "Whatever, seems like Tobi's enjoying himself as well." Naruto was right, their defenses are pathetic. In trying to destroy Konoha, they left their own village wide open for attack. As White Zetsu saw another group of ninjas fell on the ground, as Tobi had a scythe in his hand which he was using to slice them down. More than 200 shinobis has already been cut down. As Tobi stepped forward, ready to attack the rest of them. Back at Konoha, "Naruto, are you alright?" "Yes, you charge in with the others. Once I clear the front line, this is the order," Naruto said seriously. "They will pay for Ren's death," he said, as his entire body started to glow with chakra. His soldiers took a few steps away as the ground beneath his feet started to crack, as his Mangekyo Sharingan flared to life, as he put on his old Root Falcon mask, as he glared dangerously at the village. "From this point on, the ninja world shall know true pain." As he took one step forward, then two, as his walking turned into a slow jog before turning into a sprint, as his eyes pick up the figures of the sand and Konoha ninjas fighting with each other. The rage he had came life in his heart as he jumped, bypassing the gate's wall. As he speed through hand sign, boom! A deep crater was created where he landed. Several ninjas' body was sent flying into buildings, killing them instantly. As he finished performing the last hand seal, as his blue chakra turned into red, as the Biju's chakra started to leak out of his body. "Live your worst nightmare," he said dangerously as his eyes glared at Konoha shinobis. Leaking chakra manifestation, summoning technique. The massive demon chakra started to grow larger and larger and larger till it was high above the buildings. Its shape shifted as 9 tails appeared. As the fox demon face with glowing eyes glared at the village. When it opened its mouth, its canine teeth were full of malicious fire as it leaked from its mouth, as the beast let out a roar. Every human in the village froze, as the reincarnation of a 9-tailed fox sent a shiver down their spine. For those survivors who had lived through the tragedy that had happened years ago, it was a nightmare reborn. He sent out a blast of pure chakra out of his mouth, blowing a great portion of people away, everyone that stood in front of it, as the people saw a boy in the center of the chakra. As the boy stepped forward, so did the fox. "My name is Naruto Uchiha, heir of the 4th Hokage. A betrayed son of Konoha," he said darkly. Several shinobis tried to attack him, but they were crushed under the tail of the fox. Even the sand ninjas started to attack him as well, as their ninjas got crushed under the fox. He didn't seem to mind who he was killing, but he crushed all of them anyway. "Stop me if you can, if any of you hold greater despair in your heart than me." Meanwhile, Jiraiya stood there as he watched the manifestation of a 9-tailed fox. There was only one person that could do this, and if he was here, soon 2 destroyers shall rise, which will bring nothing but pure destruction. The toad, words rang through his heart as his eyes showed him that the first destroyer has rise. Even from this distance, he could feel the pain and the anger was resonating off of that chakra. As he started to jump towards his target, only to be stopped by a familiar face, as a smile came on his face as he saw Snavy. "Good timing, Snavy. We have to stop that monster right now." As he saw a pained look came in her eyes. "Jiraiya," she said, "there's no time to talk, let's go," as he jumped to her side. As his eyes widened in shock when a punch connected with his gut, sending him flying through 4 buildings. As he coughed up a lot of blood, a few of his bones break on impact. He stared at his longtime friend in shock. That punch could have really killed him. "Jiraiya, I am your enemy now," said Snavy, as her fists glowed. As Jiraiya had to jump away as a gort of sand tried to cover him. As Gaara walked beside Snavy, as he looked over at Jiraiya. "I want your blood," he said. Meanwhile, Anko looked at the monster tearing through the village as her eyes looked over at Kakashi, who had a weird look in his eye. "How could you, Naruto?" Anko said in disbelief. "Shut up, Konoha trash. Your pathetic village treated the second like he was an animal, And you don't expect him to take revenge? Asks Guren as she appears in front of them. Is your leader really Naruto? Asks Kakashi. Yes, said Guren as her soldiers surrounded Kakashi, the Konoha ninjas and Anko. Why the hell did Naruto go this far? He already committed a great crime when he stole the Forbidden Scroll. But to destroy the village? Said Anko. She looked towards Kakashi as she saw a knowing look in his eyes. It was like he knew why Naruto was doing this. So, Kurenai failed to convince him. Let's explain everything now, why she hates him, and don't remember him, Kakashi thought. But guys, me ending this episode right here. If you want the next part of this, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn that bell notifications stay posted. Remember to share to all of your friends on your social media platform. But for now, I'm out of here guys. Peace.